Hey there guys, DMO73 here. Sorry for the little delay, but here is the deck profile for the red, black, white Gill Lapis 2 Attoractia list that was played by Paul on Wednesday, inspired by my friend Kyle Parks and his crew for a fun little combo that I'll kind of talk about. So this is, it is still New Frontiers with Alice Cluster rotated, so keep that in mind. There are lots of cards here that are going to be lost, but it's just still a fun list for you to try, and I definitely recommend just, goofing around with your friends with it. So Gill Lapis is, I think, a pretty strong ruler that has some pretty interesting dynamics, and I think once rotation happens, I think he's going to get even better, but we'll have to see how that goes. So Gill Lapis, judgments for red, black, and 5, I believe, and that 5 is reduced by 1 for every card in your opponent's RFG area, energizes for red or black, and then you can pay 0 to target one thing for the turn, and if it would get RFG, killed or sent to the graveyard for any reason that turn, it gets RFG'd. And then he flips over into being a 10-10, and he can cycle cards to give himself precision, flying, swiftness, or I think first strike, which is all very, very good. And then he can cycle pay X during either player's turn to create kind of this shelf where he can then cast anything that your opponent has RFG'd that costs that or less. For free that turn, and it has to be cast at the speed that that card could normally be cast, so you can't cast Resonators without quick cast on your opponent's turn and stuff like that. And then it also has pay red, play black, and cycle 2 cards back to the bottom of your opponent's deck to destroy target Resonator. It's either Resonator or card, but removal at that kind of weight, especially since Black Moonbeam's going to rotate. I definitely think free removal in that way is going to be pretty strong. The stone base is 4 Ebon Home, which is red-black, exiles a card when it comes into play. 3 Scorched Bales, red-black, and 3 Heaven's Rift, red-white, or black-white. Resonators, we have Guinevere for draw power, Red Riding Hood for some aggression, because this is kind of a mid-range deck, so we kind of like to ping our opponents with aggression here. Flying 4/4 once you get to 3 stones. A Messenger of the, I can't remember what it's called, but Messenger Apostle or whatever, which helps you grab a 12 Apostle, which is, also being used by Gill Lapis, but it's just there to be able to sack off of Guinevere. 1 Dark Alice for Graveyard Hate, 2 Rezards for Graveyard Hate, more things to get things RFG'd. Gill Lapis the Conqueror, the Shift one, to be able to help us grab Valencione and Attoractia. 3 red, black, white Gill Lapis to help us grab Heteroclites. You can also grab Nameless Mists and Final Battle, which is always really good. 2 Valencianes, which is part of the big combo and helps finish and helps fuel a lot of crazy shenanigans, as well as pushing for OTK. Pushing for lethal, I guess. 2 Attoractia, which is shifts over into the Attoractia Regalia, which is the other half of the combo, which we'll talk about later. 4 Heteroclites for removal. 2 Memory of Disappearances to be able to bring back your own stuff that's been RFG'd, because we play Barrier Seal, so eventually your own stuff will get removed. 2 Dark Storms for more discard, 3 Nameless Mists for discard, 4 Lightning Strikes for burn damage, and then the 2 Final Battles for board wipe. Now the combo is essentially this. You can do it with either Gill Lapis or Valencione, they're both fine for it. Once you have Attoractia shifted, it keeps track of every card that it has removed, and it can't ever remove a card that matches the attribute of a card it's already removed. But with Valencione or Gill Lapis, if a card comes into play that you really want to answer, but Attoractia has already removed a card of that attribute, you use their abilities for 0 to tuck that one card back onto the bottom of your opponent's deck, and then Attoractia technically hasn't removed a card of that color anymore, so then you can use Attoractia to remove that card. So it's kind of this infinite removal of any kind of card that you want, because Attoractia can remove any type of card from the field except for Magic Stones or J-Rulers. So it's just kind of a fun, once the combo gets going, it's kind of hard to stop kind of thing that just kind of answers whatever your opponent plays and is completely free to do so. So I just really like that a lot, and I'm glad I was able to feature it. But let me know what you guys think. That is, of course, the deck list. Huge thanks again to Kyle for the inspiration of the idea, and for Paul for kind of tweaking the list to his style and for playing it on Wednesday. Let me know what you guys think about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and share out the videos to your friends. And until next time, this is DMO73, signing off.